From what you have been saying, how can one tell whether there are psychological and/or moral grounds for an annulment?
Well, let's remember that an annulment says that in the eyes of God, that marriage bond never took place for one reason or another. It's important to remember, too, that marriage draws on all four loves. It is the most intimate union that we can have with another person. So all four loves ideally need to be present and operational. Well, there are certain states of man where those four loves are not operational. For example, where it would inhibit that marriage bond from taking place. For example, psychopathy. A person who is a psychopath is a person who, because of an organic brain dysfunction, is not able to guide his emotions. This may come about also with some kind of brain damage as well, but he is unable to control his emotions through reason. Well, this is going to pose obvious problems in a marriage, and no one can really be married in that state. Another factor that would keep a marriage from occurring would be a neurosis, a frustration or deprivation neurosis. And this is where there is a lack of unconditional love in the person's life, generally from the parents, and the person has remained emotionally undeveloped and unintegrated, so that they're not able to experience the mature love of marriage. They don't have themselves to give because they have been so unaffirmed. We'll be talking about deprivation neurosis, also called frustration neurosis, in some following units. The other type of neurosis, which is a problem, is the repressive neurosis. And this is where a person may have their emotions developed, but those emotions are buried, they're repressed. They don't have access to those emotions, and therefore they are disintegrated. They do not have the emotions, and they also don't have rational control over those emotions, which would make marriage impossible. Now, let me note that nobody is perfect, and no one expects someone's going to be perfectly psychologically healthy, but the line has to be drawn somewhere. At a certain level of neurosis, marriage is impossible.